Welcome back to the garage, everybody. We're here today with a 1995 Subaru. This vehicle has 3 of the 4 brake calipers are seized up, and so I thought it'd be fun to do a little tear down and see if we can bring these back to life, because basically this vehicle sat for quite a while, a couple years, and so like this one's pretty free. You know, there's no real load on it. And if we come on over to the other side here, this one takes significantly more force to try and rotate it around. So I've actually taken the wheel off before, tried to loosen up the piston for the brake caliper, but at this point we're going to actually just take the caliper loose, push it out with the hydraulics on the car, and then we're going to take it all the way apart and clean everything up, see if we can get it to not be seized anymore. Alright, now the first thing I'm going to do, now that I got it all apart, we're going to see if we can pull this, just kind of tease this boot out of place. Ultimately, I want to clean up the inside of this bore here. Let's see, how does this go in is the better question. But yeah, there's definitely some gook buildup on the outside of this, so we'll probably grab this and the lathe and just give it a nice polish. It should be okay. Maybe just clean it. Seems to be cleaning up pretty good though. There's a metal retainer ring going around this. So now we're going to walk that ring out. On the edge of it. Alright, that's challenge number 1. We'll get that all cleaned up as well while we're at it. This should just come right on out now. Okay. You can see in here we got a lot of like rust buildup and just kind of general grossness. So we're going to get all that cleaned up, get the whole caliper cleaned up, and then I should be able to clean kind of the residuals off this boot. This is actually a really good shape other than just where it's got some moisture in it, and then we'll clean up this piston here. A good one on Subaru. These are actually machined out of stainless steel. I just checked them with a magnet, and it just really powerful magnet, and it barely sticks. So that explains why this is not pitted. It just has like a surface buildup. So I think I'm going to go throw this in the lathe real quick and give it a quick polish. Have it looking pretty much good as new. There we are, after a quick spin on the lathe. Just a little bit of emery on there. It is cleaned right up. I didn't put any real pressure on it when I was cleaning it. Just enough to, just a little drag to remove the scuzz. But yeah, I'm really happy with how that came out. So now I just got to finish up the caliper itself. Should have a functioning brake caliper. And these little buggers are pretty pricey. They're almost $50 a caliper. So if I can save it, it'll definitely cut the cost down on this whole project. Alright, now we're going to drop this seal back in. Goes into this groove here. Now I kind of knew which way this one was pointed based on the residue that had built up on it. But what you always want to end up doing is having just a little bit of a raised lip on the back edge. It'll basically be flush on the front edge, but what that does is it allows the piston to travel back much easier than it can travel forward, and you have hydraulic pressure traveling it forward. Oh, and we're not in there all the way. Why are you not being cooperative? So here it is, not being cooperative. There it went. Okay. So yeah, if you run your finger on there, you'll have a little bit more on the back, the closest to you here will have a little bit less than on the back side. I always want to have a little lip on the back side. Want it to be tight or anything weird. Okay, so that's that. Now we'll get this cleaned up boot back in. And really, we're just being cheap here because if I wanted to do a better job of this, I'd go get a seal kit for this caliper. In which case you get new seals, new boots. Alright. That just drops in. There's a little groove that runs all the way around. This drops into. Get that all nestled in there really nice. And we'll get that ring, that retainer ring in. Okay. Now the really fun part, you get this retainer ring in. Alright, now that's all the way in there. Now we just got to put the piston back in. And I'm going to put just a little bit of grease on the piston, or the seal here, so it glides in really nicely. To my luck, and the way you're supposed to do this, you put the piston in first, and then load the seal second. It appears I got it passed. And we are in. So that is done. Now I just gotta put it back together and bleed it, and job done. I'd like to say this is actually kind of a neat brake setup. You basically just have a pin, so you only have one bolt to take this whole thing apart, which is kind of nice. And they also indexed where the brake line goes in, so you won't accidentally loosen it up. Well, let's see, I think that's a 14 mil on there. So that's that. It's 12 mil on this. Release my brake hose. Go pump this. We're going to pump this all the way up, and then I'll work on getting this bled. Alright, brakes are all bled. I just put pressure on this, and it is totally releasing itself just like it should. So I'm going to call this one a success, and now it's just a matter of doing the other two. So I'll probably do those. I'm going to do those off camera, but yeah. So $50 rebuilt caliper, and that's much. I'm real glad we had good luck on this one. I mean, if they were more expensive, I'd very much consider just loading fresh seals in these and rebuilding them myself, especially as good a shape as they're actually in once I got all the smudging off the outside of them. So anyway, I hope you guys found this useful, and till next time.